Hello Galactic family. Dear children, imagine a small wooden house right now. In the middle of a desert place with the sea in front. Great vegetation around, and lots of peace. But at that moment, approaching the cottage, you notice that there is a lady in there. She is knitting. Weaving clothes for herself, she smiles and is at peace. As she walks out the door, she can contemplate peace and beauty. She meditates while knitting. She exercises while searching for food in the sea and in the woods for her own consumption. And so life goes on. She is happy. It always remains focused on its balance. For there is nothing to disturb this peace. Then at that moment someone approaches the little house and goes in for help. Ask for food and clothing, and the lady helps with much love. This one came from afar, to bring a word of peace, but, engulfed in so much lying, so much falsehood of the external world, he let himself ache in the heart. He was deeply wounded because he kept his heart centered on love and did not let himself be carried away by the illusions of matter. This caused him to leave the battle wounded, with a wounded heart, but keeping love and balance centered with his own truth. The little lady covered him with affection and affection. He gave water, food and love. From this he needed to carry on with the energies recharged. He did not need a mansion, full of food, offered on the basis of coldness of feelings and lack of love. He needed love, affection, and affection, much more than clothing and food. This love warmed the heart of the Lord, who followed the renewed walk, hoping that there is still love. With the example of faith and charity, which he himself received, but which he tried both to preach and to practice, only getting scattered from life and the people around him. So he took the floor to thousands of people, who showed that they are able to hear him with much love. Thus he became eternal in the hearts of so many others, who felt that warm heart also to warm them. But this man was also involved in his moments of weakness, where he needed to seek the warm heart of another being, and not only of his I am. She had to open herself to receiving help lovingly. Because you realize that nothing in this life can be completely happy when you are alone. He realized that only he, alone in his true purpose, could not achieve the great ultimate goal. He needed a warm heart, to be part of this great story, which would transform the lives of so many people he touched in his heart. This man discovered that while engaged in castles of wealth, while being invited to banquets and given all material comfort, he was emptying himself from within. He realized that the more people recognized him for his work, the more he became known on his journey, the more he deviated from his true purpose, and then he went, walking alone in the middle of nowhere, then finding the masses very humble, and without knowing who this man was, he extended his hand and heart to him, and made him realize that this recognition is the richest. That this love, when offered in an unselfish and selfless way, is the most filled of the true feeling of charity. And what, then, is charity, children? It is that act of offering without expecting absolutely nothing like return, not even recognition, not even prestige. Only by feeding in the very heart the feeling of gratitude that is the greatest reward and that heals all the wounds of battle. The great names, children, who passed through this earth, had moments of luxury where they were bathed in wealth during the walk, but if they stayed there, involved in that wealth, they would empty themselves inside and the purpose would be lost. They would be distancing themselves from their true mission. And so, in achieving prestige and recognition, they abandon and move on with love and faith in their hearts. The certainty that it is possible to transform the world into something more full of light and love. In something of great peace. But always bearing in the heart the feeling of gratitude. Simplicity, and looking for true charity, often needs the escape of being recognized so that it empties the list of laurels, but fill the heart with love and gratitude. And so it is. I am Master Saint Germain,